Okay, guys. Um, Obviously, this isn't going to be a video you're going to be used to. This is still going to be a wrestling video, but it's not the kind of wrestling. It's not going to be WWE. It's not going to be TNA, or even UFC. It's not that either. This company is called. I've actually reviewed this company before, but I reviewed it when I didn't have much knowledge about it. But now I have more knowledge about it. It's called Top Rope Promotions. Um, and this happened on December 28th, 2012 at the Pale Hall at Fall River, Mass. And the bell time was 7 o'clock p.m., but it was a little late. And looking at this, it was called Spindle City Rumble. It was it was actually an awesome show, but I enjoyed this more than I did WWE and TNA. This company is absolutely awesome. Um, when I first started watching it, I didn't think it was good, probably because I wasn't used to it yet. But then I started watching it a little bit more, and I got into it. Um, and some of the wrestlers here do have some talent. They could be going to WWE, TNA. Some of them already in ROH. They could even go to maybe UFC, but I don't think that's gonna happen. But the first match the first thing that happened was Matt Taven came out, and he says that he's back and he's never gonna leave again. Then some of the fans, a fan was saying that he's the ladies' man. He's like, oh, you're the ladies' man. Well, I believe that you're the ladies' man more than what's his name? More than Gregory Edwards, because that's his character, the ladies' man. Then he says that he's here to partner with they have like a cup, I don't know what it's called, like a cup championship, and they say that he's in a partner with him, and it ends up being Vinny, and his last name is Marseglia. I don't know his last name, and then he says that he and then he comes out and he says that he's happy to partner with this guy. Then the manliest man, Biff Biscuit, comes out. Um, the ladies' man, George Edwards, Gregory Edwards, sorry, and the short thin Mark Sherman comes out, and they're dancing, and they don't like being booed. So then they say Mark Sherman talks to the mic, and Matt Taven says you gotta look at the camera that way. I forget what he said, but I remember because I was booing him so much. But I remember Biff Biscuit was supposed to fight the Prodigy, Mike Bennett, but he says that he has a hurt jaw, so he can't compete. So taking his place is Matt Magnum. Then that's pretty much all I remember right there. So then after that we get a interstate championship match. Interstate we have the Devil's Reject Brandon Webb defending the interstate championship against Kevin Perry. People call him Katy Perry. It's a nice match. Not gonna lie, they had a good match. Um, I remember the Devil's Reject, which I like Brandon Webb. I think he has a lot of talent. Did a moonsault. He did like a lot of moves, like it was a good match. And then he he even gets the Insiguri into the back of the head. He threw him into the whale a couple times. Um, then eventually Kevin Perry gets him in the because he missed the moonsault, he gets him in the Boston Crab, and then Brandon Webb ends up tapping to the Boston Crab and winning the Interstate Championship, and I thought that was fine. It was an awesome match. Then we get a triple threat women's match. Um, we get Alexis Nava versus Casey Ray, and and I forget the other girl's name. It was like some black. I'm not being racist, but this is the best way I can describe it. It was some black chick. So what happened is it was an awesome match too. Even the divas can wrestle in this. Bulldogs, they did a lot of things in this match. And what ends up happening is I forget Casey Ray ends up hitting a finisher for the win, but I forget what finisher it was. Then we have Matt Taven and Vinny Marcellelli with Casey Ray versus the Windman, which consists of the ladies' man Gregory Edwards and the short thin Mark Sherman. When these guys get out there, they talk about how the manliest man, but then when they get punched, they overreact to it. And I think that's just absolutely awesome. Um, and why not have that happen? Because it's a nice thing to do. I also liked it when Vinny and Jesse started taking people out. They took them out with insagoris. Not Vinny and Jesse. I don't know what I was thinking. Vinny and Matt were taking people out. Then he tells Vinny to go over the top rope and do some high flying move to both of them. And he goes to do that, but then Matt Taven kicks him in the head. Says, and he has him pin him. Then he says, the Windmen win. Then Matt Taven comes out and says, "I bet you're asking a lot of questions out in your head. The question I have is, who do you think you are?" Then he just leaves, and I thought that was fine. And then we get Matt Magnum versus the Prodigy Mike Bennett. Another awesome match. That was awesome. We um, Mike Bennett threw him into the railing like twice and big booted him like Wade Barrett's big boot. Um, then Matt Magnum, I thought he was awesome in this match. Just absolutely awesome. He did the crossface twice. He did the German suplexes like Chris Benoit used to do. He did a Chris Benoit tribute, and I think that's awesome. I don't know why people don't. WWE I can understand. TNA I don't understand why, because they didn't do anything to hurt their company. But that's just me. What ends up happening is what ends up happening is hold on is yeah. Then he even he even did the flying headbutt. So then he and I actually did like it too when Mike Bennett hit the last call super kick, like James Storm does. Then we had all that Magnum did the 3 German suplexes, flying headbutt. Then what ends up happening is Matt Magnum gets him in this Alex Riley's finisher. If you don't remember what it is, he lifts him up on his head and he gets him down and hits him with like an diamond cutter, and pinned him for the victory. And it was an awesome match. He even gave him like a thumbs up, like a nice match. So then they took an intermission. I actually went and asked Vinny why Matt Bennett did that, and he said because he's a bitch, and I thought that was hilarious. I even talked to Sean, the win announcer, and they're just nice guys to talk to. And I'm gonna friend request him on Facebook. I just have to tell him who I am because he doesn't remember me. Well, he remembers faces, not names. So wait, no. But then what ends up happening is they come back and they have like a Royal Rumble. I'm gonna read the rules to this because they didn't realize it. The 30-man Spin-No City Rumble eliminations occur when every night. Wait, the first thing that happens is every 90 seconds a wrestler enters the ring. Then an elimination occurs when both feet touch the floor, getting thrown over the top rope, also by pinfall submission. The winner receives a shot at the Top Rope Promotions Heavyweight Championship at a future event. This was awesome. I'm not going to talk about every guy who was in it because I didn't catch some of the names. But it was good. It was an awesome match. I remember there was like a midget that was in there. And then we had a referee named, forget his name. But I remember Anthony Green. Anthony Green, that was his name, and he did the Gangnam Styles dance with the other participants in there, and I thought that was funny. Then he eventually eliminates himself, which is understandable. Then
the Devil's Reject comes out, he gets eliminated. The members of the Wingman come out, they get eliminated. Matt Taven ends up coming out, and he just stands there waiting for Vinny. Then he just eliminates himself when Vinny finally comes out. Vinny gets eliminated by someone, and they took pretty sick bumps. I was sitting where the stands were. They took some pretty sick bumps in this match with the whales. Like, Devil's Reject fell, and he, like, fell on his head, and he couldn't get back up. Vinny fell on his legs. I remember I think it was Jason Blade. He, got hung up on the whale, and then there was, some guy named Scotty something, who was, just kept talking on the mic, not going in there. I think he had a squash match with Ryback, I'm assuming. And I thought that was awesome. Then they eventually get thrown in there by someone, and then he gets eliminated. Kevin Perry gets eliminated by one of those tag teams my dad likes, and they brawl to the back. Then we get Steel and Jason Blade left. Steel ends up winning when he I think like clotheslines him over the ropes, and that's it. That was the show. It was an awesome show. I enjoyed every match, and I really think guys should start. For those of you that live there, start getting some of this stuff, like looking at it, like it's awesome, it's perfect. That's all I really have to say about this. I'm gonna go listen to Gangnam Style, upload this, and watch SmackDown that I missed. See you later.